beautiful queens. So I'm back to talk about something that I have not spoken about since it happened. 40 years later, I live to tell the story. And so besides my parents, who are the only ones who knew what took place, now you will know. Because it happened when I was 6 years old. So 40 years later, I'm telling my story. So I was 6 years old. I was sent to the grocery store. And back then, the grocery stores were like stores that were within someone's home. So let's just say someone is selling groceries from their home. So I remember I had to pick up 3 things. It was cornmeal, canned condensed milk, and if anyone who's watching is Jamaican, you guys know what that is. We actually use that for baking and, you know, making oatmeal and stuff like that. And then I had to also pick up some bread. And so I had to go 6 blocks to get these items, and it was like near sundown. I don't remember what time. I couldn't tell time then, so all I remember was I had on my favorite sundress, and it was spaghetti strap. I had my hair in pigtails, and so I remember I'm singing and I'm going 6 blocks, okay, to go pick up those 3 items. And I had to wait behind a lot of people when I got to this lady's house. So once those people were served, you know, it got later, so it got darker. So I remember walking out her house, and I had the bag with the items. And as soon as I got to the end of her block, the way those houses were built back then, they had very high walls. And so you can only see what's going on that walkway if you actually walk out to your gate and just look over your gate. And it was really dark. I'm 6 years old. All I remember was just being grabbed by this big, tall, dark, really dark skinned man. And you know, he's dirty, he smells bad, his hands were huge, and he had them over my mouth, and he's like telling me, don't scream, you know, don't scream, I'm gonna break your neck if you scream. And then he's trying to put his hand up underneath my dress, okay? At 6 years old, like, terrifying or terrified or scared is not the word that I want to like describe what was going on in my mind. I felt like I was gonna die. I remember being shoved to the ground, and it was like dirty, and then I have dirt in my hair, and then there's dirt going in my ears because I'm like wiggling, you know. And this huge grown man, like, he had to have been in his late 30s, early 40s. So yeah, so while all that's taking place, like the dirt, the hands, the talking in my ear, he smells bad, I'm wiggling, and he's, you know, unzipping his pants. I remember he's unzipping his pants because I hear the zipper. And now I realize that what this man is doing, he's not supposed to be doing it. I couldn't tell the difference between when my parents would give me a shower and they would talk to me, and they, you know, we weren't told back then, like, if someone touches you besides them in certain places, that, you know, it's wrong or whatever, because we never had all that. Like, I've never experienced anything like that. And the whole time I couldn't even breathe, because while I'm wiggling, his hand is over my mouth, but then it's also covering my nose, so I can't breathe. It's disgusting. Okay. Then he ripped my dress, like, you know, because it's spaghetti strap, so now the strap's busted. And then I didn't have, you know, like, grown boobs at the time. So his hand is on that in my shirt. It's, give me a second. So now he reaches up under my dress. He pulls off, you know, my underwear, and I'm still wiggling. You know, I'm little, but I'm strong too at the same time. So I'm like, you know, this little feisty 6-year-old, like, don't touch me, you know, let me. I'm always the type that want to like do stuff for myself. Like, I want to comb my hair myself. And so a lot of times I would walk around with a huge afro, you know, and I would try to do my own hair. I would try to dress myself. That's just how I've always been. Like, I want to do things for myself. So I've never let anyone pretty much give me a bath, or I'm just, you know. And here comes this grown man with his dirty hand and his dirty skin, and all of that runs together. You're over here trying to take my innocence, you know, and I'm still trying to fight. Like, he's very strong, you're huge, but I'm still fighting. And I don't know if it was a miracle or what it was, but at that moment I remember biting him. And when I bit him, I tried to scream, and I don't know if maybe someone heard, but then lights came on in someone's front yard, you know, and that's all I remember, seeing lights. And then I heard them opening the door. So at this point he jumps up now, because we're on the end of this you know, block, like on the walkway in you know, it's dark. And he jumps up, and I managed to just wiggle, and I just got up and just ran. Like, I just ran. That's all I could remember I was doing, running and crying, you know. And it took me quicker to get home than it did go into the store. And when I got home, immediately I went and told my dad. Okay, like, he was already like pissed off at this point. I just remember him grabbing his shoe, and it's probably not even the right ones he had on. I think he had on like 2 different shoes. It's just, he just put whatever was on, and then he grabbed my hand, and I'm trying to like pull back. Oh, I don't want to go, you know, don't bring me up there. And he's like, no, come with me so you could show me who did whatever. And my heart's racing, like it's just pounding, like you know, everything was just happening so fast. And I remember we went back to the scene, but then he wasn't there. He was gone. I don't even know. This is, all I can say is I was one of the lucky ones where there wasn't any penetration per se. Now that I'm older, I already, you know, I know what was taking place, what he was trying to do. There's a lot of kids out there on a daily basis that go through being touched by grown-ups, and it's not just male, like a male doing it to a child. There's also women who do this, you know, to kids. And my thing is, you get so scared because they tell you, oh, their favorite line is, if you tell your parents, we're gonna, you know, kill you, or whatever the case is, or go after your parents. What would I say to anyone that is watching that might go through this? If they tell you that they will hurt you, they will hurt your parents and all this stuff, if you get a chance to actually get out of the situation, tell your parents, tell whoever, tell somebody. Don't just be quiet, because they go back and they do the same thing to someone else that they did to you. I have an experience that I want to share. there's a lot of sex trafficking going on in the US, and it's something that nobody really talks about. But be aware of what's going on in your neighborhood. If you see anything suspicious or whatever the case is, don't be afraid to check it out or investigate to find out what's actually going on, because it's a lot of this going on. I went to the mall with my daughter and we were just walking, and there's these ladies. So they have these, little pamphlet in their hands, and they're like, oh, you guys are so beautiful. Are you interested in modeling? Blah, 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 whatever. So I was like, no. And we took the flyers, and then the one lady comes up and she's talking to my daughter. I'm still walking at this point. I don't even know why she stopped. But I turn around and I'm like, let's go, come on. And she's telling her all this stuff about, we'll fly you out here and take pictures and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I go home and I look at the actual brochure that they had, and I researched it, and there's no hotel by that name. There's no place in New York by that name. So here you are recruiting in the mall, females, trying to get girls to go with them to fake photo shoots and fake modeling and all this stuff. Like, it's crazy. It is crazy. I actually watched the news where they caught this guy, and I'm like probably 3 exits from the actual prison that's here. And I actually went in there and I had a conversation. I did. And you make about $10,000 just to take this, whoever you capture to their location. So just imagine, you being someone who really doesn't like to work. You're just trying to make a quick buck, and someone tells you, hey, if you bring us these girls or whatever, you get $10,000. Do you know what that does to someone? Do you think they're going to think twice not to do it? So it's a lot of that going on in the United States. Nobody talks about it. If you do talk about it, you end up coming up missing. And you would be amazed to know who's behind a lot of it. It's people that have money. The big people, big bosses, and everybody is in on it. And you do have law enforcement that's in on it too. And I'm not afraid to say that. Yes, everybody is in on it because everybody wants to make money and nobody's talking about it. And this is a big issue that we're having. So what I'm saying to you is be aware of your surroundings. Know who your neighbors are. If you see new people coming in, one of my patients told me that I don't know what's going on next door to me, because I see all these girls and they're all drunk all the time, and then these guys are holding them by the hand, bringing them in, and she's like, she went and reported it, and pretty much what she was told was that, well, if you don't really see something like bad happening, like, why don't you go over there and investigate and see what's going on, before you tell someone. Just because someone's not screaming for help does not mean that they don't need help. So yeah, that happened to me. This is my first time talking about it, and it's not a good experience. And I know other people that I know, friends, old co-workers, have talked about stories where, their pastor has done things to them and they're afraid to tell their parents and stuff like that. And I never said anything about what happened to me. But I just wanted to talk about it because it's not right. It's wrong in every way possible. And I just want to let you grown-ups who are out there, if you happen to watch this video, that you're not going to get away with it. You might get away with it once or twice, but the third time you're not. So I'm going to end this by saying, watch out, because I am watching. I'm keeping my eyes open. And I cannot stand little kids being abused or, you know, molested or things like that, because it's disgusting. It really is. There's no word to describe it, because you're taking away a child's innocence. I just want to end this recording by saying, don't think twice that people will not defend themselves or defend their families or their kids, because you feel like you can go around and, you know, do what you feel like and you're not going to get caught or whatever. I'm going to end this by saying to everyone who's watching this video, don't be afraid of like pedophiles and people like that who actually are registered and have been caught. You should fear the ones that haven't been caught, okay? And they're out there, and they're your neighbors, and they're the postman, and they're in law enforcement. They're everywhere. They have not been caught yet, okay? Those are the ones that you should fear, all right? So I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Be aware of your surroundings. And I just want to say that I do love you guys and I appreciate you. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button. Do not hesitate. Don't forget to like and share this video, and keep your notifications turned on so you won't miss out on any of my future uploads. All right, my queens, I love you ladies. One love. Mwah.